Let me look on Facebook. Good night, everyone. We're gonna wait until we have some people come on. Hmm. Yes, we're live, Obi. Some people come on. Okay. So, can you type in the topic and so forth, Owen? Mhm. Wherever you're listening and watching from around the world in the Eastern Caribbean, this is a night version of Make We Talk. Um, we're going to discuss Jamaica's 2030 vision. Where do we see ourselves now as citizens of Jamaica, based on what is going on in our country? Where do we see ourselves? I have with me tonight my good friend Owen Brown. We're going to speak about that. What is our views? What do you think? And we're going to share our links. We're going to share the Facebook and YouTube link. So we're asking everyone to share. Go ahead, Owen. Okay.
But yeah, thank you so much for inviting me tonight.
Yes, sir.
It's something that it's on my mind, on our mind. A lot of persons are talking about the 2030 vision. A lot is being said. Jamaica now we're seeing a lot of bills passing and a lot of things happening. But we want to delve into definitely what this 2030 vision is and are we going to reach it based on what we're seeing now, based on the news stories and legislation and essentially how we do business here in Jamaica. They're saying that the vision is that for us to have a place where we can raise family, do business, right? And
Yes.
retire. Some persons would say and retire. But are we there yet? Getting to that point where we can say, yeah, man, we see where Jamaica is at that place where we can, raise families, do business, grow old and retire. So we talk about that, but a lot will happen before that. We're at 2021. We're about 9 years away. So
Mm-hmm.
let us see if there will be any adjustment in the next 9 years to see if we can accomplish that 2030 vision.
What do you think? I mean, based on what is going on in Jamaica with the whole crime and violence and everything, I mean, it's sad to say, are we going to have anybody to invest in a country that is rampant with crime?
Hmm. Well, the thing is, we're seeing investments going on now. Investors coming in even recently. So we're a real estate investor. She was saying that Jamaica to some extent is a place to invest based on how
Mm-hmm.
financially and the market is. So yeah, the financial market to some extent is good, for the persons who are trading and all of that. But what is not really good now is the local economy and persons buying and selling and persons' way of life. Essentially, that is not as good as what's happening
Mm-hmm.
because watching the television, you see a lot of advertisement about investment.
Right.
Barita and the others. So they know that money is there, for persons who want to do big investments. To some extent, it is good that side. But
Mm-hmm.
what's happening is that the normal or the average man, they are having an issue because when they look on the wage, when they look on the money to buy food, when they look on other
Yes.
factors around, it's a lot going on in their life where they're saying, boy, it not really work out for them because whatever is happening, say, um, financially and with the budget, it's essentially not
Hmm.
impacting their lives that well. So, you have a difference between what Bank of Jamaica is saying and what the average man, day-to-day man is saying when it comes down to them and making money. So, it's a whole bunch of things going on with this 23rd division. Doing business, for persons to start up a business, the process, to some extent, a lot of persons don't understand the process because they said ease to do business, right? When it comes down
Right.
to ease of doing business, you're looking on getting your business regularized. Getting it regularized meaning then that you have to then think of ensuring you do your taxes, ensuring that having the good accounting and having your what you call it, your budget and your plans
Hmm.
for that business. The starting up can be a hassle, but to some extent it is you know a, a bit easy, but it's then ensuring that all right, after registering, what's the next step? And I think probably there is where a lot of business kind of to some extent fail, in
Hmm.
in whether it's say forward planning or otherwise. But at times we see where all right, they register, but they're not getting as much business, or probably what they're doing, a lot of persons are not requesting the service or stuff like that. So a lot also should be done in, okay, you're doing business, this and this is what you need, a business
Hmm.
plan, this is it, or for client or for a different market, here we can supply you. I know what they call it, the Business Development Corporation.
You mean the are you talking about Development Bank of Jamaica?
Is it develop or JBDC, Jamaica Business Development, JBDC,
Yes.
Jamaica Business Development Corporation, I think. I know they would at times have some stuff, but I think they're not that visible. Um, and if more businesses knew some of the services that they offer, I'm sure that they would have more traffic and more persons going to them for certain things.
Hmm.
Because I know that they would probably give some level of advice or otherwise, you know. But all in all, there's a lot to be done. There's a lot to be done
Yes, there
here in
is. There
Jamaica
is.
regarding, that vision, and especially regarding business and finances.
In case our listeners and viewers are trying to figure out what are we talking about, we're talking about Jamaica's 2030 vision. Where do you see our country going based on what is going on in our country right now and the pandemic and so forth? Where do we see this? We just decided to speak about it. We didn't have like, any special guest to come on. But you can, if you care to join us, send us, your message in our messaging box. Maybe we can send you the Zoom link for you to join our conversation. Um, but Owen, what do you see a small business individual, like yourself and maybe like myself here, who is trying to get a business up and going? Do you um buck up on the whole thing of the whole red tape thing to going forward in a little business?
At times there are, as I said, probably based on the, say, knowledge of going forward with, say, probably a contract or legality, or and paying your tax. A lot of red tape is there. But persons would say, well, it's easy to get a business up and running, while others would
Mm-hmm.
say it may not be, based on their knowledge of the process. So I
Mm-hmm.
think knowledge or information would make things much, much, much easier, for persons. So if you know that, all right, in order for you to have, especially successful business, the X, Y, Z is needed. You have the idea, yes, but you would need two, three, four, five, six, seven things to do it. At times,
And plus, you need the money because you're gonna
all
need
right,
at
that's
least
what
ten
I was
million
going to.
dollars.
Yeah. So having that, then now you're saying you need starting capital. Yeah. So the capital is also something that a lot of persons probably don't have. And in order for say certain um, financial institution would give you any
Mm-hmm.
money, they would require certain things, right?
Mm-hmm.
For it to be registered first and a lot of other stuff. But then again, the institution now would have to really believe in your product and if it can really pay them back, right? So,
Right.
it's a lot there when it comes down to getting that financial startup, to get the business are rolling. The red tape,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of red tape is in that, as I said before. Because if you don't have certain registration or then asking about taxes and asking about a lot of other things, you may not even have half of what they say, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
know some financial institution they would have some kind of loans, not probably say business, and persons would try those other ways and means of getting the money, which in the
Mm-hmm.
end can be a problem based on, as you say, in the red tape in getting it the right way. And that's the problem we're having, especially with business. For us, my business never really have any starting capital. We had, a little help, and we say, guess what, we're going to try and do something, right? We have the idea,
Mm-hmm.
and we ask around, and persons would say, yeah, man, all right, well, you need this or you need that, and they say, all right, they will try and help to get us this and that. So, it doesn't mean that if you don't have starting capital, you cannot start, right? So it's then
Yeah, you,
you.
you, you can you can start a business,
Hmm.
even if you don't have the startup capital, you can start a business.
Yeah.
But based on what is going on in Jamaica now, in case our listeners and viewers are trying to figure out what we're talking about, we're talking about Jamaica's 2030 vision. And I think they're asking us to put up the topic on the pages, both YouTube and Facebook.
Okay.
Um, we are talking about the 2030 vision. Where do we see Jamaica 20 years, well, in
9 years
come
from now.
2030, 9 years from now?
Yes.
With our young people coming up, majority of them are saying there is no work for them here in Jamaica. There is nothing here for them in Jamaica. They're gonna try and go overseas. Yet the government is talking about this 2030 vision. They keep on saying that Jamaica, they're working towards a 2030 vision where people can live, work, and be secure. Our security, the crime and violence is out of whack in our country. And where do we see ourselves? Owen, you were talking to me about the whole idea of starting up your business, to start up a business, to start up
Hmm.
capital.
Yeah.
When you have your business going, um, and sometimes it go down in the ditch,
Hmm.
you don't have to come out and tell what you do, but what would you recommend individuals to do?
Wow. If it is that they start and it goes into the ditch, well,
Right?
the
Yes.
thing is, a lot of successful persons would say they didn't get it right the first time. Some of them said they had to start over numerous times. They failed in this aspect and they say, all right, you know what, they're going to try something else. Or they add it to what they learned. So failing
Mm-hmm.
in one instance doesn't mean that all is lost. So it's then all right recalibrating and saying all right this aspect of it failed based on XYZ. Then looking at
Mm-hmm.
what was the issue. Um, then now recalibrating and saying all right, maybe you can offer something else. Maybe you should do this. A
Mm-hmm.
new idea you add to what you used to do before. So it's then following that failure going. So all right, somebody would say um, somebody who never made a mistake, they probably never tried something new. Trying
Mm-hmm.
something
Mm-hmm.
new meaning that you never know. So if you did this, that would have happened, right? You're just going in it.
Definitely.
So having that downfall in that instance, it then allows you now to know that all right, next approach or the next time I'm doing this or if I'm going into another business, then you would probably change up how it is you're doing. If you never had a business plan before, it's then all right, look here, and ensuring that you have a proper business plan. Or if it is that you never had somebody competent financially managing it,
Mhm.
getting the competent person financially, or you equipping yourself with the knowledge to go forward, and yeah, getting more information uh, about finances and budgeting and all of that. If you say, all right, you're going to manage it, get the information as to the best way in managing it. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and as I said, work on the idea. Maybe in the year that you were, it's not the best thing or the best seller. You probably have to
Mhm.
change location. Maybe based on the type of items you have, you probably have to then know. So you know what, they're gonna try another item, and you may never know the next item would be probably your best seller. In your business. So you have to, after that failure, rethink, recalibrate, and see how best you can try to some extent pick up back the pieces and move forward. Yeah, and
But if you have a little person like a craft market person
mhm,
who, well, majority of them, based on them in the craft industry for a while, in the tourist industry for a while, they will get like grants and loans from banks and so forth. But a Jamaican who cannot access loans but have an idea to open a business. I mean, they want to live in Jamaica for this 2030 vision that the government has. They want to live in Jamaica. They want to do something for Jamaica. But the money is not there for them to stay in the country to start a business. What do they do?
mhm. Wow. Hmm.
You know?
Yeah, and as I said, there are organizations that probably can reach out to, that will assist them, whether it's in planning, whether it's in saying, all right,
Mhm.
probably give them another idea, another skill or something, right? But giving them the help for them to, well, they would have basically some ideas that they probably never had before, or they would
Right.
be open to even more possibilities than they had before. They maybe their network, through that they can build a network, because sometimes in business networking is, not even sometimes, at all times networking is critical, especially with
Mm-hmm.
business. So they now have to widen their network. If it is that they probably weren't using social media, hello, we are now in the age of technology. Well, we're there a long time, but COVID-19 propelled a lot of persons more into the social sphere and the World Wide Web. So using up other ways and means, and as I said before, having more knowledge definitely cannot hurt. It will help in ensuring
Mm-hmm.
that you have the best thing for your business going forward. But as we're going, I just wanted to lay out some of the principles in the 2030 vision. Since we're talking about the 2030 vision, we're just talking
Go
about
ahead, sir.
business. But according to the documentation here, Jamaica's 2030 vision is guided by 7 principles, right? And the 7 principles are: one, transformational leadership; two,
Mm-hmm.
partnership; three, transparency and accountability; four, social
Mm-hmm.
cohesion; five, equity; six, sustainable. That's economic, social, and environmental. Probably that's what we're on now, about economic and
Mm-hmm.
social. And seven, sustainable urban and rural development. So,
Okay.
looking at these, and as I said, the question of 2030 vision, can we fulfill it? Are we even near fulfilling it? Because remember, this 2030 vision was developed long before, say, 9 years now. No, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, um, based on those principles, though, um, Jeffrey,
Mm-hmm.
do you think? So, since we're on sustainability, we're talking about social, environmental, and economic.
Right. Yes.
A lot of persons are feeling the punch. Talking about business, a lot of persons want to start business and they can't. So,
And one of the reasons why a lot of people, looking into things. Number one, you have JPS that is killing us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You have the two telecom companies, both Lime and Digicel,
I tell you.
that they're really killing us.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, uh, the government refused to spend some money to get a solar power plant for the people of this country.
Yeah.
So, the whole 2030 vision, there's a lot of things that we have to look into when it comes on to for the whole 2030 thing, because there's no way you can say, okay, 2030 vision for people to live, work, and, live comfortable. What do you call comfortable in a country where the crime is out of whack? Electricity is going, sky high. Both the two telecom companies is driving people crazy. The service is not good, yet they're getting bills. What do we do? Right. Mm-hmm. In other words, you're saying. In other words, you're saying that they're listening to the private sector more than listening to the lower class of Jamaicans.
Yes, to some extent. So I'm saying, uh, just we need transformational leadership. Look at what's happening in our government entities and our agencies. Uh, just recently in the Ministry of Education with hundred and
Owen,
plus
before you
million
go,
dollars. Uh-huh.
sorry, before you go, where you have the 2030 vision
Mm-hmm.
for the topic, I think you should put it at the bottom of the listing,
Ready?
because both the live feed and the amount of thing that's coming up is hiding the whole topic of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry to cut you in that
That's
part.
alright, man. That's
Go
alright.
ahead.
Yeah, but I'm saying when it comes down to say leadership, right?
Mhm.
Um, as I said, with what was happening in the Ministry of Education, we saw what happened even before in the Ministry of Education. Um, National, you know, National Nutrition Products Limited (NPL), the Nutribon company.
Mhm.
A lot of things are happening there. HR, have must say CSEC or something like that. That it required a master's and some other irregularities in the company. Um, and it shows where I don't know if leadership is in our country, so $100+ million going to an entity that to some extent is made up. And then where's the leadership there? The ministry, the
And
education minister never know
as you
what going. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
as you touch on that,
Yes.
I got a call today from a good friend of mine who is a teacher.
Uh-huh.
She hasn't gotten paid from August,
All right. There.
and a lot of things is going on within the Ministry of Education.
Mm-mm.
And I mean, it is full time for us to wake up in our country.
Yeah.
You have people who work, and at the end of the day, they're not getting any money. But at least, as what you said, it go back to leadership.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. Because the leadership should ensure that, all right, with what's happening in the ministry, the amount of children, or sorry, parent, teachers who did the summer school program, they don't get any pay yet, right?
There you go.
Yeah. Otherwise, when it comes down to the Ministry of Health, where nurses and doctors who were working overtime, ensuring that persons' lives are saved, some of them should be getting the extra money and all these things. They don't get it, right? And we're saying, all right, Transformational leadership should ensure that, all right, with you know the issues, you hear about the issues, and you ensure that you fix the issues, right? In the Ministry of Education, oh God, I don't know. It's well, Sir Will Reid, he has been second with his secondment is being still being paid. He talking about that, and they say, well, oh, they have to talk to a lawyer or something like that. Person's asking about
You know,
that. So
those are the things. Those are the things that I keep on saying to myself. They're talking about a 2030 vision where there is no proper accountability.
yeah, yeah,
When a person hand is caught in the public kitty, it takes 100 years for anybody to go to jail in this country.
yeah,
But if a
yeah.
poor pauperizing Jamaican who live below crossroad, who wear a dirty foot trousers, short trousers, according to our good friend Dudley Thompson and the late Mutty Perkins, they are being locked up and charged.
Yeah.
How is it until now?
So that's number 3, transparency and accountability. Go ahead.
There you go. Until now, nothing has been done pertaining to the whole CMA thing and the former Minister of Education. Yet we're talking about a 2030 vision.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Transparency and accountability is one big thing, right? Just last week, right? The Integrity Commission, remember now, the Integrity Commission, they're there to ensure that whatever is happening, they make sure contracts are right and all of these things, right? They're the body, to some extent, the watchdog, right, over what's happening politically and economically otherwise. And the watchdog in Parliament, right, last week was lamenting that, all right, they're to some extent bound to secrecy or something like that. They can't really disclose their investigations to the public, and they're saying, how can
That's
it be
nonsense.
transparent and all, and you cannot disclose to the public? And the head of the Integrity Commission, you know, is frustrated, you know, to say they're there to ensure that there's transparency and accountability, and they cannot talk to the people or allow the public to know that they're investigating X, Y, and Z.
And they are being paid by the taxpayers of this country. But that is to show you. But that is to
Yes.
show you, Owen, that when it comes on to certain things in our country, government can go to Parliament and pass a decision to lift certain things. But yet when it come on to the accountability, if the integrity or whosoever hands are tied, why can't government untie the people that they can tell the people of this country that, you know, they are investigating Tom Jones
Yeah.
and how far this thing is going?
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
I'm telling you, man.
and that is why I keep on saying, and I'll forever say this, in case you're trying to figure out what we're talking about, listeners, we're talking about Jamaica's 2030 vision. Like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like and share our Facebook page. The topic is, where do you see Jamaica going? What is our 2030
will
vision?
Jamaica attain the
You can put
2030
your
vision?
you can put your questions. You can comment, you know, in our Facebook link and on our YouTube link. I see where I'm getting some text messages from senior journalist Dudley Thompson.
Yes.
I don't know what he's doing, but he's supposed to join us pretty soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Yeah.
he can. You know, there are so many red tape
Yeah.
in Parliament. They can do things to push through legislation. Look how they do things to push through this NIDS bill.
Yeah.
Why can't they do things, cut the red tape for the Integrity Commission and other commissions to tell the people of this country that if they're investigating,
Yeah. There should be no problem.
right, there should be no problem.
There should be no
And
problem.
how far has this same old thing or same what they call it, and the Petrojam issue? What happened to that? What is going on with the whole Petrojam issue?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And we're talking about 2030 vision. Where? In which country?
Jamaica.
I
We
don't
have a far way to go when it comes down to transparency and accountability. I think other countries are seeing us and persons are seeing the place as so corrupt that when it comes down to the corruption index, we're way up there, right? and we shouldn't be that far up because we're like a small island, but we are way up when it comes down to our level of accountability and transparency. Um, I know that the government they're trying to be transparent, saying that okay, if there's anything they will talk out about it and all of that. All right, so I understand that. That's one level of transparency, but there's also another when there are some questions that some journalists are inquiring about when they send in their access to information, because remember now some of these things they should be able to be heard in public, and when journalists they send information for them to get more on based on what they're doing in their investigative journalism, they are barred and they're not given any information, right? And so when it comes down to transparency, we are a far way off, and holding the persons or the ministers accountable is another thing. In my 30 odd years of living, right? I don't remember seeing a minister go to prison. If it happened
The
before,
only person, the
Mhm.
only person went to prison was with the whole farm work labor the whole farm work money. Back in the days, one person went to prison. And until now, from then, not one single politician in Jamaica who was caught with their hands in the public kitty
yeah,
have ever been to prison. There are so many scandals in our country.
I tell you.
And you have an opposition party who dares to talk about rum-tum corruption. I'm trying to figure out if these people are real. They're being hypocritical.
Yeah. Quite hypocritical. Quite hypocritical. We have a far unless and I saw a video. I'm not sure if it is you that sent me the video, Jeffrey. But the person was talking about accountability and transparency, and they were saying that a minister did something, right? Something, and it's in Singapore, and they said in order for you to correct corruption and what's happening is to not arrest and put in public show the little man. They must demand from the top, right?
Yes,
I just
I was the one who sent the video to you.
Right.
It was a video of a politician in Singapore
Yes.
who collects some kickback money. And what the president of Singapore did was to lock him up,
Yeah.
and he cannot run. He cannot run for any political office in Singapore anymore.
Right.
He can't hold any high political office in Singapore anymore. Not sitting on the board. Now in Jamaica, it is so corrupt in this country that when you think that if a person is caught and it's proven that it's caught, but if he even got caught, I mean everything about in a court scene was another thing again.
Yeah. See, I know the royal case. I know it can't start it. And it's so long ago. So long
There
ago,
you
right?
go.
So long ago, and he's not behind any bars or anything, right? So I'm
Like,
saying,
look it.
yeah.
Look into it, Owen. And the individual sit as principal for a prominent high school in this country,
All right.
a prominent
Yeah.
college in this country, same way. And yet he is a former minister of government who had was to resign because his hand was caught in the public kitty. And until
Yeah.
now, nothing is done about it. And yet he's still being paid.
That's where we are.
So I am trying to figure out if the leaders of our country, if termite is not their brain, them talking about 2030 vision when all of this corruption is going on in our country. Both sides of the fence is corrupt.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean,
Yeah.
somebody can who know me can call my WhatsApp number and you can come on air. Who knows me? You can call my WhatsApp number if you think that I'm talking something with nonsense. Call my WhatsApp number and let us discuss this. Where do you see our country going in 9 years' time, 2030 vision? With all what is going on in our country, rum-tum corruption. I mean, this prime minister is trying his endeavor best, yes. But when it come on to the crime, look what's going on with the crime.
Yeah. That's a big thing.
And,
Yeah, that's a big
we
thing.
we are brain drained.
Mm-hmm.
People are
Mm-hmm.
leaving this country left, right, and center to look for better, for greener pastures.
Yeah.
The only greener pastures in this country is for the people in Cherry Gardens and Beverly Hills and the politicians in this country.
Yeah. Yep.
So many young people leaving UTech and University of West Indies and don't have a job.
Mm. I'm telling you.
We
I'm
we
telling you.
we 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 need to wheel and come again, Mr. Brown.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And as we touched a little on crime. I was trying to see if I can get the stats so far, but they're seeing an increase in shootings and murders across Jamaica. There is a you know a lot going on when it comes down to crime and violence.
Mm-hmm.
I think probably the JCF needs a little more eye. I know we have the Jamaica eye now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Jamaica eye to some extent is reaping some level of success so far, but
They,
we
they
are
they
in.
need they need they need some aerial drone.
Yeah, 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 yeah. They need some more. I think they have enough, but I probably need some more. But
Yes.
The Jamaica eye system, they're using it to some extent. They've used it. I think recently they were saying to apprehend or intercept a vehicle that was just involved in a murder. I think it was recently, that last week. Based on information, they know that this vehicle was coming from. I remember the big video that was circulated with the big shootout um, near New Kingston there, and the persons were saying that the officers it was like a movie. So I think that one they were saying that that incident was based on information that they got with video just on this weekend. Based on the CCTV footage that they saw, they were able to, save the 9-year-old, that was found today. So, you
Yes.
know, we're seeing where probably for us to control or contain, the level of acts or the type of acts here in Jamaica, they need a little more eye. Really, it was a good effort today. I'm telling you. I saw the videos
And
that are
you
being
know
circulated.
Owen, I think maybe I should get Edgerton Newman from TADS, who I know taxi operators in St. Thomas,
Yeah.
has helped towards locating this young lady, this little child. So,
Wow.
you continue talking like I see if I can get through to Edgerton Newman to come on and tell us some more about it.
Okay, great. Yeah, but that would be good because the reports that we are seeing so far is that you know recovering the young lady. She was at the hospital. They want to do checks to make sure that she's okay, and it shows that we can achieve much when it comes down to unity. Yesterday, over 500 volunteers plus JCF, the K9, they had helicopters. The search team was out and about, ensuring that they had some level of lead and information, ensuring that they recover the young girl. 9-year old, I'm like, wow, she has so much ahead of her, and we're really grateful. We're really glad for the news that she is alive and well. It would be such an unfortunate situation. It would have been unfortunate if they found her dead, but we're grateful, just really glad that she's alive. Even the prime minister, he posted that he was watching the development regarding the abduction, and he also posted following her recovery that he's grateful for the team that went all out. So it shows that when a community comes together, when a country comes together, when we not wonder if and don't know if we should use all the resources, when you see all the resources are being in place and are being utilized in the JCF, then we see where the result is, where it is, and we're grateful. I know that probably other persons would be saying, they have other persons missing and all, But you know what? One significant part of this case is that somebody had that CCTV footage right there on the house pointing out, and they saw what was happening. I think a lot more persons should have that kind of thing on their house, the surveillance, whether it's on the door, whether it's outside somewhere, right? So at least if there's any incident, they can quickly respond based on what was caught on camera,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So the Jamaica Eye thing, I think it's a good thing, and I think probably, as I said, they probably have to expand that, because with video or images, then they can easily or quickly move to retrieve or to arrest or to do something about what's happening. So 2030 vision, for this JCF to move forward, I think they have to use more of that technology. There were talks about officers using the body camera. I know some time ago there was some talk about the body camera and all. So it
There's a
is
message in your message box, Mr. Brown. Look at it, please.
okay. Let me check on that. But yeah, right. So as I was saying, we need, or the JCF needs to get the resources. I know they're getting new, what they call it, new
Body
technology.
cams.
Yeah, body cams. But they also, I know they got some other stuff. Outside of the body cam. Then you see, so it's like a new kind of system
New
with ticketing.
CCTVs or something.
No man, that's not just that. I was talking about CCT and the body cam, but I know there are other technologies that they should actually use. So whether it is about, so like for your cell phone, if it is that they know that you were abducted or whatever, they know that in Portmore, that's the last place they were, based on the pinging or whatever technology they use to find out where is the last time your phone was active. I know they have technology that way that can identify if a person was using their phone here or there, wherever. And I think they probably need more coordination with the telecoms company to get that information to them as soon as possible. So I think I think they used it before. They used that technology before. Once I heard with the what's her name? It's Dean, the young lady that was abducted from university, coming from school or something like that. She was blind. Yeah, she was disabled. I don't know if you remember that case. So I think they said they used some technology, and they realized that the last place that her phone was active or it was in use was somewhere in St. Thomas. So I know they have that technology, and I think probably with, say, a little more training in, say, forensics and others and otherwise, they can have some good cases, and not just have good cases, but have good conviction. This crime thing.
Owen, yes. I think I have with me the president of TADS, Mr. Edgerton Newman. Good night, Mr. Newman.
Hi, good night, good night.
Yes, good night, sir.
Hello?
Are you hearing Owen?
Hi, Owen.
Yes, sir.
I don't think I'm hearing him that well. Owen?
Oh my. Yeah, are you hearing me? Are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you now.
Oh, okay. Okay, great, great, great. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Yeah.
So today, Mr. Newman, from yesterday, taxi operators in St. Thomas went out in their numbers trying to find a 9-year-old baby who was abducted by one of those dirty men, because that's what me describe them, these dirty men in our country. The taxi drivers went beyond the calls of duty along with the Jamaica Constable Force and citizens of the area What can you tell us about it? Being president of the taxis at the Jatu Taj Raga.
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity, Jeffrey, and my brother. Yesterday into today was 2 days that I don't want to see before my eyes again. The happenings of yesterday and today. But thank God we all rejoiced a few hours ago when we heard that a young child, 9-year-old, was found. Of course, while we get involved yesterday morning when we learned that she was the daughter of a taxi operator. And so I advised my members in St. Thomas to stop working immediately and go in search. Quite a number of them in the Bath area, the eastern St. Thomas, in their numbers went out, joined by members of the community, family members, and the security forces in search of this little child. Turned out yesterday afternoon they came home empty-handed, but we, and the parents of the trans associate like Jeffrey and others went unabated. We really put down some talk to Almighty, ensure that we don't return empty-handed today. And we're happy that it was so. The young girl was found by another taxi operator. And so we rejoice. Somebody said to me this evening, sir, can you call back the commission and tell him that we want to celebrate the return of the young child tonight, so we're going to be out late. And I said, if he can get my message, I will truly send it to him. You guys deserve to celebrate tonight out there at St. Thomas. So it was a good day. The only sad part of it that the man is still alive, my brothers, and it seems as if he make his way with another young girl.
I beg your pardon?
Now, this can't be true. He make his way with another young child from the same era. You know, I'm still in this belief. I'm still in shock.
Oh, when you're hearing this?
And if this is
Yes,
so,
sorry, what's on?
Hold on for me, Mr. Newman. Mr. Newman is just saying to us that the same young man, the same dirty man, has found another young lady and abducted another child.
My God.
That information we are getting from Eastern St. Thomas, that the gentleman, sorry, not to say gentleman, the dirty man, as you rightly said, made good his escape with another young child. And if this is so, if this is true, then we are in serious trouble. And that man could not be a sane man.
So something is wrong.
Well, you know, the country must take some blame for this man to be out there. This man was arrested for a similar crime, along with having a charge for illegal possession of, well, had a firearm. He was charged with that. And also he wanted to take somebody's life who were burning coal in that same vicinity because he said that man owed him some money from some time ago. So this man is a dangerous man. Dangerous man. And if he left the area, if he's gone again with another young child, then we have work to do come tomorrow morning.
Owen?
Wow. Yes, I'm here.
You have any question to ask Mr. Newman? Because honestly, I am dumbstruck.
Wow. Because based on, wow. So how did persons get the information that, you know, this EE abducted another child?
Yes, well, this is the report we are getting, and we are yet to, well, matter of fact, it has made its way even on mainstream media.
Wow.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It have some facts to it. The point is that this man eluded over 500 people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He had a makeshift tent in the bushes. He was close by. He went to shop this morning to buy goodies for the child. The police and residents saw him. A couple of ladies saw him in the shop, made an alarm. He made good his escape. The police was nearby. Shoot after him. Why did they do that? What they should do is trail, surround, and call the place off and get that man. So the shot that was fired made the man escape, leaving the child in the wooded area. Well, thank God the child has been found.
Hold on, Mr. Newman. What you're saying? Hold on, Mr. Newman. What you're saying to me, based on what you're getting, that the police shoot off of the perpetrator, the dirty man.
Yes, two shots was fired out of that man.
Right, and because the two shot was fired off of the dirty man, he ran away, and that is how the police could find where his makeshift tent was to retrieve the little girl.
Jeffrey and Owen, remember now, this man has no means of communication. He doesn't know what was going on around him, apart from at some stage the helicopter went above, right? So there was no way for him to know that over 500 persons were in search of him. And that is why he made his way outside of the bushes, come to a nearby small shop, to pick up some things. And he heard the lady saying that this looked like the man. So he now rushed back into the bushes. Why?
Mr. Newman,
the police were alerted, and the police fired shots after him. So that is what triggered the alarm of this man. This man now found out that persons were after him, and he found out that persons had taken that girl. So he seemed to me that he has abducted another one and gone further in the vegetation. That is what we are wanted to be.
Wow.
You know, Lord have his mercy, dear God. And when I talk, people vex with me, you know. They must resume hanging in this country, you know.
Wow.
Well, we have to do something in a country like this. Since over 10 years, you guys may know figure more than me, over 10 years, 15,000 young children has been gone missing. A few have been found. Now, let me tell you something. It's the first in maybe 15, 20 years I've seen such a coming together of citizens address one of these matters.
Yes, indeed.
And
indeed.
God, coming together of my sector players. They really rally. When I tell you, taximen call me right to the day. When it's my phone, I have to be charged twice now. They must understand. The guys were out there with all sort of things. I wouldn't tell you what they had. What they had. But they had drone. The taximen, I didn't know they had drone. They had drone flying above, observing what was going on. Right? So they were out there in the numbers, and I said, well, if these taximen can we should not have problem in the public transport sector. We need to coming together like this in every spheres of the public transport sector. But again, high commendation. The two presidents out there in St. Thomas, they rally the two.
I would love to get one of them on the phone.
Yeah. That's good.
You, Mr. Newman? I would love to get one of the presidents from St. Thomas on the phone. Can you ask them to call my cell number, call the WhatsApp number?
To you.
Yes. Send the number to me, I call him.
If you let me go now, I could send one of the numbers to you.
I will do that, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Newman from TADS, talking to us. Thank you so much, sir.
Keep it up. Keep it up.
Blessings. Thanks.
Thank you. That is Mr. Edgerton Newman, president of
Transport Operators Development Sustainable Service, TADS.
Yes, TADS. For some reason, I never remember that word. I don't know why.
Yes.
But yes, on a very serious note, I am being told, Owen, let I see if I can get the other person on the line who was just, apart from Mr. Newman saying that to me, I was getting some info a while ago. Let me call back that person. Owen, take the topic, talk about something for me. I can take this person.
Yeah, but quite a revelation here. Details regarding, so, it's alleged that he came from out of the bushes, like coming from out to try and get something at the shop. Residents made an alarm and he had to run for it. But, as Mr. Newman said, it was really good to see, the effort of the community, the effort of the JCF, JDF, and others who were there on the ball. Saw the video with the dog trying to scan through, or everybody scanning through the vegetation or the terrain to try and see if they can retrieve the young lady. It's quite unfortunate. And if this allegation is true, it's quite unfortunate. It is quite shocking. If this is
Owen,
true, yes, go ahead.
I have Mr. Marshall Clark
Yes.
on the phone. He is the head of the crime prevention unit in St. Thomas. Is that what you're saying, sir?
Yes, yes.
Mr.
Awesome.
Clark, tell
Great.
us what. Welcome to Make We Talk. Well, Make We Talk Saturday night.
Hmm.
I have with
Hello?
me my. Are you hearing me?
Hello?
Hold on for me.
Check out for a second. I'm hearing you now.
Okay. Sorry about that. I have with me
No problem.
my co-host is Owen Brown. Tell
Yes.
us what is you're the president of the crime prevention in St. Thomas?
Yes, I'm the chairman for the Center for Crime Prevention.
Yes, sir.
Yes. We have done some serious work in this parish. We know that we don't have much road blocking in St. Thomas anymore. Because what we try to do is to go into the areas where there's a flare up before it gets to an escalated point, and we try to find a solution to the problem. So we sort of have it under control that kind of way. And we have done numerous work in the parish. Some years ago, the most the town of Seaford was having murders on a daily basis in the early 2000s. And myself and Steve McGregor, which is senior soup now, who was the superintendent of St. Thomas at the time, we went into the neighborhood and we went on every lane and met with all the persons on each lane, especially those that are said to be of that persuasion, the rude boy persuasion.
Mm-hmm.
And we met with them, and we went from Blacksmith Lane, Navarre Lane, School Lane, this lane, that lane. And what was the problem or the root of that situation? The root of that situation was that two gentlemen was having a dispute for years over a baseball bat. And both of them migrated out of Jamaica and was sending back money funding that feud. And persons were just dying one after the other. The seaport used to lock down from 4:30 in the evening. And we went in there, we brought some order back to it. So
And
that's
all
kind
of
of
that was for a baseball hat.
Sir?
And all of that was for a baseball hat.
Yeah, we bought baseball. That was a
Wow.
root cause.
Wow. Wow.
The ignorance, the level of ignorance that some disputes are gang wars have emerged from. And I think we, as citizens of Jamaica, we need to get involved when we hear some little dispute and resolve them. Bring some order back to them quickly. Those who are of a certain persuasion that can mediate or, kind of reason with the youth them, we need to do that. And that sort of energy is not in Jamaica anymore. Where nobody no business nobody. We kind of get Americanized too much where we're going to start step over people, drop down and that kind of stuff.
So,
Mr.
Mr. Clark, tell me today, what happened in St. Thomas today? Because I'm being told now that the same individual, unconfirmed, that the same individual has abducted another young lady.
All right, let me put it this way. It is alleged that he abducted a young female. She's 15 years old. She attends the Erie Castle Primary School, and she attends the Bath Methodist Church Sunday School. She's a very active member, very active member. Her name is Winshay Barrett. I think she was missing on 3 o'clock today. It is alleged that he is the person behind this abduction. We have not really confirmed it as yet, but there's boots on the ground as we speak. But it is rocking the parish again. I mean, just after such a successful day today. I mean, I was so pleased to see the outpouring of persons near and far that was concerned, people that were brought to tears of this abduction of this 9-year-old girl. I tell you, man, it moved Jamaica. And when I see the strength of persons that came out searching for her, I mean, taxi men stopped working just to go and search, But I was pleased when I heard the news that they had spotted him in Arcadia, the alleged abductor, and that he ran into the bushes and that he was trying to purchase some snacks. I felt a ray of hope at that point when I heard he was purchasing snacks.
Yes.
Because only a child would really want snacks. So I felt good when I heard that. Then when the news came that she was found, oh man, it was a jubilation in the town of Marby. It was a jubilation in Bath and Arcade and the surrounding communities. Trust me, person was on a high. But no, later this evening we have been hearing the report of this missing child. I spoke to a brethren, good friend of mine, he's an ex-cop, and he's an active member of the Methodist Church in the parish. And, he called me, and he was in tears.
Mm.
And that's what made me aware that something was wrong with him. When I pressed him, he was telling me about the young lady, and, he was just, torn apart by it. And it's rocking the parish. But some persons are saying, no, a rumor. Some persons are saying, but when I check, it is a factual, an active case. But I can tell you one thing, Sir Jeffrey. You and I are men of the cloth also. We have many hats. And I can tell you one thing that made that
All right.
success was prayer.
Yes.
Prayer.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Prayer. The amount of prayer that went up for that young lady. I will say this to you, Sir Jeffrey.
Yes.
I will say this to you, I'm Brother Bro. I will
Yes.
say this to you. It is a spirit that has been released in this young man.
Mm.
It is a spirit.
Yes.
It's not everyone. We war not with flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers of darkness. And I'm telling you, brethren, Jamaica needs to start praying again.
Yes.
We were known as more churches per
Square mile. Yes.
And I am seeing more bars than churches now. And churches have more restriction than bars now. So I realized that prayer has diminished in Jamaica. The things of God have become second place or second hand. It is not forefront anymore. And when you hear some people talk about praying, it's just word of mouth. Some say reading prayer. But prayer comes from the soul, it comes from the spirit.
Yes.
You don't come on people. You understand me?
My God.
And Jamaica needs to get back to that place. Jamaica needs to repent and turn from its evil and wicked ways.
Yes.
And I went show you the scripture now, but I don't know. I end up preaching, and I'm supposed to report it. But if you look into Leviticus, I think it's 19, but read from verse 24 down to 29. I can't quote it word for word, but I'm going to try and remember it. The verse says that mothers put their daughters into harlotry, and the land fall into harlotry, and the land fall into wickedness. How much mothers put out their daughters to earn an income? And that is what is happening in Jamaica. It has become prevalent. Prostitution is not on the corner anymore. Prostitution is not in the whorehouse anymore. Prostitution is up and down, rubbing shoulders with everybody.
Wow.
Because
Yes.
it's not based on money. It's not based on love anymore or commitment. It's a monetary thing. And some mothers are leading by bad example. And I'm not being chauvinistic, and I'm not being negative against women. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing from a spiritual perspective. And Jamaica needs to turn.
You know, Mr. Clark, we need to sit down and we need to organize ourselves. Owen
Yes.
and myself here.
Yes.
We have the medium to do it. Mr. Clark, let us organize a forum one of these evenings. We have the Zoom, we have the Restream, we have everything. We can link up and do this thing, And let us discuss how can we get Jamaica to be at the place that it used to be, where our grandparents used to put us down and then next to them to pray. What is going on in this country?
But how many youths are sitting at the elders' feet and getting counsel in the gate of the city? How many youths? Them disrespect elders now.
Yes.
They don't respect elders anymore. I remember some years ago I saw a particular school. I said a girl from a particular school in their uniform coming up the road. And it was bad word. And I said, hi, remember say I'm in uniform. You can't watch it, not turn there. That's what the response I got. I have to hold myself.
Yeah.
I have to hold myself. I don't hold
control myself because I could have, I was going to react negatively. You understand me? And that is where we are. Nobody respect the elder anymore. Very rarely you see a young somebody, a old somebody, and I carry him go across the road or whatever. They step past them. And I remember some years ago again, this old lady was trying to cross the road. Every time she step out of the vehicle, zoom past her. And this little schoolgirl pull up beside her. And she look and say, no man, and she just push out her brakes and push out her bottom and step out the road. Everything stop.
Mama.
Everything stop, brother. Instantly. Grandma couldn't cross the road. And that is where we are. But if my people will humble themselves, oh God, man.
Yes.
I tell you something, scripture fulfilling.
Yes.
Scripture, we in Revelation, you know, we've done everything already, you know, the last book, you know.
You know,
The
Sir Clark.
last book.
Yes, yes, indeed, Sir Clark. I must tell you thanks to come on
Definitely.
here to talk to us what is going on. Let us organize. I'm gonna call it. Let's organize a forum. We have the technology can do it. Let us organize something. Let's sit down and discuss what can we do as citizens of our great country. And I love Jamaica. And I can't know where in the world I go, you know. Jamaica will always be my home.
My brother, I could be in the United States, I could be in Canada. I don't like England, but I could be in the United States or Canada. And I choose to come back home to build my country.
Yes.
I don't see why I should build a next man country. And yes, I'm come from. You understand me? And Bob Marley was say, I am on the rock.
Yes.
You understand me?
Yes, yes, yes.
And I choose to remain on the rock because if we all pack up and leave, what's going to happen?
True.
And all our grandkids may make it out, you know.
Yeah.
Our cousins,
Yeah.
our brothers and sisters may make it out of this country. So somebody has to make the sacrifice. And I didn't tell you, but you may know, I am the great-great-grandson of Paul Bogle.
Yes, I'm aware of it.
Direct lineage. Direct lineage.
Yes.
I am the direct lineage. I hear some other persons that talk about I'm their grandfather and so I go. And me are the direct lineage.
Yes.
But I'm just saying to you, we need to turn Jamaica around. You realize some years ago there was a storm coming straight for Jamaica, and then it came and was sitting between Haiti and Jamaica. Quite a good time, and they just choose and went to Haiti. How much I ever heard a storm turn back east? Only Gilbert, no more. Do that.
I tell you one thing, though, you know. I tell you one thing, you know. God is upset with this country, you know.
I know that.
And he's gonna shake this nation. Mr. Clark.
I know a quake is coming, I can tell you that.
Mr. Clark. Thank you for coming on, sir. You're the chairman for what again, sir?
the St. Thomas Crime Prevention Committee.
Thank you very much for coming on, and we need to talk again. I'm gonna call you. We're gonna sit down and organize something.
Here and yeah, man, we're gonna do it. But I am for that, brother.
Right,
I am tired of what I'm seeing.
yes. Thank you so much for coming on.
You're welcome, brother.
Thank you so
And
much.
brother Brown?
Yes, blessings. Amen.
Thank you.
Yep.
We were talking to the chairman for the St. Thomas Crime Prevention,
Yes.
Mr. Clark. Believe you me, Owen, what I'm hearing is not good. I am being told now that I will just send the number for the president of the St. Thomas Taxis Association, who can give us more light on what was going on up there. Owen, what are we gonna do in this country? You young, me young. We know we are young people now. We're still young. What are we gonna do?
Wow.
What is going on in our country?
A lot. So much is going on in this little island. So much is going on, and it shows that the moral fabric, the the respect that was there once is not there before for each other, and the love that we used to share with each other isn't there again. It's every man for himself, and if this and that, so it's like a situation where, because we're void of respect and morals, then we do any and everything. The thing is, we see, everywhere, and as Mr. Clark just pointed some very critical things, whereas it's like a norm now to talk about gun and badness and scamming, and it's like an okay thing to be the bad man, and it's an okay thing to do and say anything. It's an okay thing for women to go naked and wear all kind of things. It's an okay once if you dress certain way, people and whatever. If you're speaking a certain way and an adult correct you, at least you're quick up in your shell, because say, all right, this is an elderly person, and they're giving you the right information. Right
Mm.
now, if I elderly talk, no a problem, right? So it shows that the level of advice and morals and things are not being passed on to our children. A lot of our children, who are their role models? Persons that they see on Instagram, persons that they see on YouTube, persons they see on TikTok. It's not their parents who they're looking up to, no, because the parents themselves, they don't even know themselves, right? So it's then a situation where Jamaica is in a spot where we need to come out. A lot more persons are not in church because they're seeing the church itself not showing and being the example, you know.
There you go.
So it's a whole lot going on, and we as a people have to really take grab a hold of what's happening, because if the church the place where a person should go for refuge and comfort, when they look, they see all kind of things going on in there, discouraging a lot of persons. And it shows that because there's no unity or oneness in the church, or the voice of the church and what the church stands for, there is also a breakdown in how persons respond to us and how our voice is being heard. So, we are seeing a multiplicity of issues and problems piling on piling. So we're talking about, as I said before, morals, respect, love, our authority as a church, um, and the level of advice, is also lacking. So,
Oh,
yeah,
and I am here sitting and listening, and I'm saying to myself, where is our country going? I must
yes,
say thanks to people who is on our YouTube and Facebook listening to us. I am speaking with veteran broadcaster Owen Brown from Rooster 6.1 FM, Morning Praise, and I'm Jeffrey Tavares from Rooster 6.1 FM, Make We Talk. But we have a different version of Make We Talk this weekend here, this long weekend. We're going to discuss and try and dissect what is going on in our country. The abduction of a 9-year-old. No, 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 the abduction of a 15-year-old. We are not protecting our young people. Our young girls are not being protected. And if they run to the church, you have some of the church pastors who are molesting them also.
hmm,
Where do we turn?
yeah,
Where do you turn? Like and
yeah,
share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like and share our
yeah,
Facebook page.
well,
Let your fellow Jamaicans and your friends
yeah,
and family come on that we're here talking. And if you all want to talk, if you all want to come on here to talk to us, just send me a message. I'll give you my personal WhatsApp number for you to call in. Let us discuss what is going on. We cannot continue as a nation like this. What can we do? Come on and tell us, what can we do as a people, as a country who and as Jamaicans who love Jamaica? What can we do to see if what is going on in our country can stop? Yes, it's the
yeah,
end of time.
hmm,
But what is going on in Jamaica? It is I don't know. Owen?
yeah, yeah. Where to look? The word said, "I will lift up mine eyes to the hills, from whence cometh our help. Our help cometh from the Lord." So we have to look up. We're looking sideways. We are looking to man. We are looking to all kind of solution and all kind of things. But we have to look up. Concur with Sir Clark that he said the recovery of the young lady was a lot of prayers were going up. Some persons would say, well, they don't know, but yeah, let us as a country get back to where we, well, to not say, oh, the olden days and all of that. No, let us get back to where the respect, right, that is due. One time you would see somebody getting up for a elderly that comes in the bus.
Hmm.
They
Not say
say,
it again.
oh, they can't stand up. Me get the seat, me not the seat. We don't care about them. Yeah? So we're see where a lot of that, when you see it happen, you know that is not a young person, is somebody that's older, that understands what respect is and love is. To say, well, all right, come mommy, see seat here. You would not see a young person do it. And as I say, it shows where the moral fabric of our society is being eroded. When you see a child, looking at this now, when you see a child, yes, the child celebrating the birthday, the adult take the camera, video them, and
Mm-hmm.
put the cigarette in the child mouth and I light it. Right?
Aye.
Yeah? When you see reach this, when you see where children, they're singing, what you call it now, a kind of gun song, and a dance up, and adults recording them and posting it up, saying, oh look, my child know this. You see where they're they are, to some extent, allowing the child to grow up much faster than how they are growing up. They're exposing the child to too much other things that should not be exposed to. So you know, we are at a spot where we need help. And in order for us to get the help, when it comes down to our morals, we have to look up. And we're hoping, we're hoping that after tonight, after this discussion, at least we'll have some
Mm-hmm.
level of conversation going on about how it is that we can correct what's happening here in Jamaica. I think you have somebody.
Yes, I have Mr. Kirk Brown,
Yeah.
president of the Paul Bogle Taxis Association in Eastern St. Thomas. Mr. Brown,
Yeah.
welcome to Make We Talk.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'm here.
Mr. Brown,
Yes, sir.
welcome to Make We Talk.
All right, sir. Go ahead. I'm happy to be on your program.
I have with me Owen Brown, my co-host. Could you tell me
Good night.
what transpired today in St. Thomas with your fellow taxi colleagues in helping to find that 9-year-old child?
All right. First thing, the father of that child is a member of the Eastern St. Thomas Taxi Association. So we had a WhatsApp group, and once it went over the group that Mr. Presser daughter was abducted, all group member and driver get into gear. So from the get-go, we were on the ground with concern and with the searching team, doing our best to find this child.
Yes. So everybody decided to go hands and heart in trying to find her.
Yes, sir. And as you mentioned today, because I was in that area today with the search team, that's up in Arcade where they find her. As I also went as far as Winchester and all the way up to Bowling Grove. And there was all driver from the various routes was part of the search team searching for this little girl. And as I said, that we are happy that we have found her, and at the Princess Margaret Hospital.
Owen, you have a question for him? Owen? So tell me, sir, did you get did you get taxi members from Kingston and St. Andrew that come up and help?
I'm not sure, but I know it went on various groups. especially the third group. So
Yes, sir.
once after the those area, um, I hear the message. You know, know I know that we'll get support from them.
Yeah, where were some of the places that you guys went?
We went to
Turn in
um
mode.
we, 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 we went
Power
out.
off.
Hello.
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Bluetooth
Yeah,
mode.
we went to out to
Paired.
Pear Tree River and some of the back roads
Yes.
leading out from Pear Tree River coming out to Bowden up into Arcata. There's another road from Arcata because you have to remember now if with those in that area now, all these districts connect.
Yes.
Pear Tree River connect to Arcata, Arcata connect to Winchester. But I think the road that the perpetrators take coming from back
Yes.
came across the Plantain River and come over into Peach River and then into Arcata. See, so it's a rough terrain, and you would have to
So in other
go
words,
figure out.
Wow.
in other words, Mr. Brown. In other words, those areas, those are the back road area to go from St. Thomas to Portland.
No,
Oh, okay.
that's within the parish.
Within
That's
yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's within
Oh.
Portland.
Mm-hmm.
Is if you're going east, that means that you're leaving back, going through Bachelor's Hall, going through Springbank, and going through Johns Mountain.
Yeah, that would
Roland.
be
That's
a long move. Mm-hmm.
all you can go Bayfield and go through the Kunukunu Pass and go into Portland. But that's not the route you took. You come into the
Okay.
gates of St. Thomas, in that where those districts join.
My God. But I am being told that there's another young lady that has been abducted this evening again by him. Are you aware of it?
Yes, but it's so heartbreaking, and it is distressing because I don't know what's happening. Why is this happening now? It's distressing, and I'm understanding this is from the same community.
Jesus have mercy. Wow. We must say thanks to the taxis in St. Thomas. Thanks to the various group
Yeah.
that has been on WhatsApp and so forth. Oh, and you have any more questions for Mr. Brown?
Yeah. No, I wanted to know, following the recovery of the young lady, though, what was the feeling like, though, among the operators?
We are feeling we are we are feeling very joy and overwhelmed. We are so happy.
Yes.
We are happy for the father and our co-driver and member,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Presser. You see, so yes, they're happy. Everyone is happy. The nurses are happy. The police are happy. And now for the soldiers. And there are soldiers right now on the ground searching
Yes.
for the perpetrator.
Right. So with the search for the perpetrator, though, how it is that you guys would coordinate to try and see if you can even at least alert if say you try to board one of the taxis that you guys have in your group.
Man, remember,
Yeah.
if him just get red ducket, the sure
Yeah.
red ducket. That's right there, so. Going forward now,
Yes.
there's a group, we are putting a group together now for tomorrow. So we are going to be out here searching again tomorrow.
For this new young lady.
Both for her and the perpetrator.
And the
Yes,
perpetrator,
yes.
yes.
Yes, because remember now, the reason why he didn't get caught because he left where they found the child. He was not there. Because man, he went to a district that's in Arcadia to buy some snacks. I said, went to buy some cat for her, and that's where they went and sure.
Mm.
Wow. So you're saying a new team is being set up for a search tomorrow. But is there any
Yes,
special?
and
Is,
well,
is there? Yeah.
I know that perpetrator is not compatible because it's not in trail from the day one.
Right.
But right now, I'm going in a confused state because they know that we are coming after him.
Right. 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 And the no movement day tomorrow won't stop you guys, right?
Well, that was one of our concerns as well. I was
Yes.
talking with the to find out if we can get a waiver
Right.
From the
from Berlin.
commissioner.
Yes. So
Or
so did he
someone
did
that
he did he comply or what? You're not sure yet.
no, we haven't get any confirmation as yet.
Okay, but I'm sure that you should understand if it is even saying all right because it's no movement they would have say probably a limited or X amount of persons, but I'm sure they should authorize at least some persons on the ground to do the search.
That's right. Because the
Yeah.
thing about it now, they were planning on having, a little celebration tonight, and that did not happen because we are
Yes.
not happy with what we are hearing.
Oh
Till
my.
that's the perpetrator, and also this other girl get
Um,
abducted.
wow, Mr. Brown. I must say I lift my hat off to you all as
Yeah.
I said as I placed in the WhatsApp group today that Mr. Newman, the president of TAD, spoke me on. I said I lift my hat off to the taxi drivers, the taxis association, the various WhatsApp group,
Yes.
to the police, to the CDF, to the citizens of St. Thomas who came out and decided say enough is enough. They're gonna try and find, and I know tomorrow they're gonna do the same thing. Whether it be no movement, yes or no, I think the Prime Minister and the Commissioner of Police need to give St. Thomas lift that and say, look here, we need to find this perpetrator. It
Mhm.
cannot continue like this in our country.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mr. Brown, you, you,
Right.
have, you, have, you,
That's
have,
right.
you have anything to say before I let you go, sir?
Yes, because it's not just in St. Thomas alone. I hear and I see reports of this person all over the island. And I want St. Thomas to be the example of when first go business community and the operators, taxi operator, bus operator, and the transport sector do their part.
Mm. Thank you, Mr. Brown, president of the Paul Bogles Eastern St. Thomas Taxis Association, for coming on to speak to us about the abduction and finding of the 9-year-old baby, and now an abduction of a 15-year-old by the same individual. God help us all. Thank you so much for coming on, sir.
All right, thank you.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. What is next in our country? What is next? What are we going to do?
Yes. Yes.
What
We,
are
the
we
the
going to
thing
do?
is, and the question is, the system, is the system really failing us? She was, according to reports, the perpetrator was recently released from custody. Um, and we're saying, all right, we know, with the justice system, there needs to be more teeth. Depending on the offense, you have different, what do you call it, sentencing and all, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think there needs to be to some extent, a total reform of our justice system, right? Because with what's going on now and the kind of Jamaica that we are in, it's much different from now. It's just like the devaluation of the dollar, certain amount of money we used to have before, right now it much different. It can't match up. If you had $1,000 5, 10 years ago, $1,000 is a big money, right? Now we have $5,000 bill, but in no time you can spend that off with food, right? So it shows that we need to have an update of our laws, and looking on, and I know recently the Senate passed some bill about retrial of sentencing and all of that. So there needs to be the, a level of revamping or rewriting, updating of our laws, because Jamaica is a country that have a whole heap of law and a whole heap of law that is outdated. See, recently the tourist that came to Jamaica and was overstaying his time went to court, and it's just like a pocket money that him pay. You get me I say? So we are at a place where our justice system needs to, yeah, come up to par with the society that we have now, in order for persons to really depend on it. And that's the problem we're having. So persons were also asking if the system failed Dog Paw, because they're saying that he was in a certain prominent high school, was expelled, went to another one, expelled, had issues and all of that. But with the system we have, is it failing us? And I think that's the critical point. And as we were talking previously about the 2030 vision, for us to get to the 2030, we have to look at our justice system, we have to look at our police system, how they investigate, in order for us to, trust it. We're seeing the trial now of the gang, Wandan gang, going on. Everybody is anticipating what will happen after this. Will there be any big conviction, right? So, so much is happening, and I think that we as Jamaica and Jamaicans, as we're looking on this incident, we're grateful for the outcome. Despite this, we still have a lot of work to do. We have a whole heap of work to do. Whole heap of work to do on our justice system, a whole heap of work to do on our society, a whole heap of work to do when it comes down to how the police do their work.
True.
So, every time something happens, it sparks some conversation, and I hope that as the conversation is being sparked now, that we really look on what the justice system is doing for us. So he just come out, right? Just
But
come
but
out.
something,
There's no
something, Owen.
reformation.
We have a tendency in this country to have a 9-day talk, and that is it, and they're done.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that we need to look beyond a
Yeah.
whole 9-day talk,
Yeah.
because it could be your niece,
Yeah.
it could be my
Yeah.
2 or my 3 goddaughters, or my cousin's kids, my sister, my brother kids.
Yes.
Where do we go from here? Is it that our country has a lot of mental cases around? What are we doing for the people who are
Yeah.
having mental problems?
Yeah. That's another issue. That's another issue. Because yes, that mental issue is real, prevalent. But then again, how dealing with it is another thing. You don't have much psychologists available. You don't have one at every police station. The police don't know how to deal with them themselves. I think the only option they think is right is to use fatal what you call it, tactics. So you shoot
Beating.
them, yeah, kill them or beat them, right? They don't have the training or the capacity to really attend to some of these persons. Just within 3 weeks, the amount of mental person get killed by the police, right? So it shows that there's an issue with then handling mental issues. I think it's mental health awareness month,
Yes, it is.
and when it comes down to mental illness, it's a big major, it's a big issue. And I don't know if we have the tools, the resources, the people to get this thing. Almost every community, of somebody, at least one somebody, who have a mental issue. You know, yeah. A person would say, yeah, man, me know one from my community when you have X, Y, or Z. Oh yeah, me know somebody from. So everybody, I don't think persons can say, oh, they don't know about mental issue. Yeah, there evidence is all around, but it's then how we deal with it is the problem. How we deal with it. We don't think
So
we have
true.
enough people. We don't think we have enough people. But man, as Sir Clark said, I think probably there is a mental issue with this young man. I
Going
don't
on in
know.
our country, yes. There is something let loose
Yeah,
in this country.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Living in huts and a hut in the bushes. Why I'm telling you, they need to circle there so tomorrow make sure that there's no
Yes.
you never go there back or something. Because if it is that somebody probably have a mental, him probably I say alright then now come back there. I don't know if he might run from there so, but we're hoping that tomorrow they have success in whether
Mm-hmm.
it's recovering the young lady or finding this man. But my God, man, mental issues mashing us up.
Wow. Owen, what a discussion.
Yes, I'm telling you, I'm telling you.
And we can go on and on and on.
Hmm.
I don't know if we can get a hold of Dudley Thompson.
Should be off by now.
Yes, yes, yes. Hold on a minute for me, Owen. Continue talking. I'm gonna see if I can get a hold of Dudley Thompson.
Yeah, so Dolly Thompson from Roots FM, yeah,
Yes.
he would have definitely another angle on this discussion. But you know, Jamaica, we're in a state where we have to try and get out of it. Justice system is having an issue, failing us. Um, when it comes down to mental health, we're having an issue. When it comes down to equity, when it comes down to transparency, when it comes down to accountability, every day we see these issues popping up. Management, leadership, we're seeing these issues popping up. 2030 vision, can we attain it? Is it realistic? Is it realistic? Can we be the place that persons would be comfortable to say, yeah, man, I want to live, um, raise family, do
Work.
business, work, yeah, yeah. Is this the ideal place? Some persons would say, boy, I'm overseas. I mean, I think, no, come over there back, based on what they're
But,
seeing.
but Owen, on
Hmm.
a very serious note. On a
Yeah.
very serious note. And a lot of people
Yeah.
not vex with me who gonna hear this,
Hmm.
How on earth would
Hmm.
I want I love my country. I
Hmm.
love Jamaica. But
Yeah.
if the government of the day and the government of
Hmm.
tomorrow and the government
Hmm.
of 2030,
Hmm.
if we don't know this present moment, Owen,
Hmm.
if we don't go to the drawing board and put in some legislation, amend the constitution where it need to be amended. When it comes down to board, Owen, continue talking for me. I have somebody calling me here.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. But as I was saying, there needs to be an amendment, and you touched on that just before you came off. But we need to have amendment to a lot of things that's happening and changes. Just a month ago, the police commissioner, or the commissioner of police, Major General Anthony Anderson, he was also making reference or talking about that we need to re look. We need to have a look at what's happening with the justice system, because he would say, all right, my officers, they are going out, they are doing the investigation, they are putting persons before the court. Persons are, to some extent, say sentenced, and Tutu's there back on the road, and then there's gonna be another case for that person, or the same police that had a case on him before, they have to now have another case because he's back on the road, and then they're seeing something happening again. The justice system or prison system should be a place where there can be some level of rehabilitation. What I'm seeing is that okay, these criminals they go in, and when they go in, they just have a holiday. Them nice and dandy. Them have them phone. Them can call and make hits. From police, from prison. And them call and say, boy, the man there for dead or the man there for this or that and that. There is no rehabilitation in there. Some of them is just like a probably little holiday because then again they know that okay, yeah man, them soon come out, right? Or yeah.
Before you go any further, sorry to cut in. I am. Oh Lord, our the crime, Mr. Clark, who came on the air a while ago.
Yeah.
He's saying to me that the young lady, the 15-year-old, saw the dirty man, and she screamed, and he grabbed her and took her away. So you're telling me something is wrong. Something is fundamentally wrong somewhere. This is the news that I'm getting from the president of the chairman of the crime prevention thing in St. Thomas, who just came on air with us a while ago.
Yeah.
Father divine, and it goes back down again, Owen. What is the government doing? Is it that you get locked up and you just come back out and that's it? There's no rehabilitation about anything?
That's what I'm saying. We're having a problem with rehabilitation. It's like, they just come in and come out. And I think probably, some of these men, they just go in saying, guess what? They have one aim in mind to just come out and do whatever. But the thing is, the justice system is not, it don't have the teeth. It don't have the teeth.
As I said before, they amend law to suit themselves that some of them not go to jail.
Yeah, they don't have the teeth. I'm telling you. Yeah, exactly so. So, my brother, we're in a dilemma. We're in a dilemma here.
We're in a very serious crisis in this country.
Yes.
And all we can do it. And this is what I'm saying. What sense does it make? Every 5 years, every 4 years, we have election in Jamaica. And from 1945 until now, from independent of 1962 until now, the two political parties have a crime plan for this country.
Yeah, the problem persists and continue. Wrong. Yeah. Yep. Problem continues. They say all kind
of good dandy thing to get into power. When they get into power, Kananapong.
Yeah.
They passed legislation in for the risk what they call it, Disaster Risk Management Act.
Right.
And if you don't wear a mask, it's $20,000. And one person in government can have party nanny wind down so nothing come out of it.
Justice system, man. That's it. Yeah.
There is two laws in this country,
Yeah.
One for the rich and one for the dirty foot chosen boy who live below the crossroad according to Dudley.
Yeah, the justice system wants set up, man. It wants set up. I think I said it once jokingly on air that when it come on to certain arrests, the police probably will deal with it a different way. One, because when it's said the uptown man, you know what they would say? Oh, you have to speak to my lawyer, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm a lawyer. A man them say on the street, him can't say, hey, you have to talk to my lawyer, No, them just take him up. Afterwards, them talk about lawyer, or if him want to get a lawyer legally or whatever it is. So
another thing again. Another thing again, that Owen. Jamaica signed on to the ICC, ERIC, something like that, International Convention on Political and whatever rights. And it stated in Article 7, I think it was in Article 7, that if you're being locked up, the police must tell you what you're being charged for, what you're being locked up for,
Yeah.
and so forth. In Jamaica, that don't happen, you know. And I dare anybody to come and tell me that happened. Because I know of a case where somebody called me and said, Mr. Tavares, well, my son is locked up in a station in St. Anne. And they won't tell us what they lock him up for. They don't charge him or nothing. And the police officer is telling the family, but I get no lawyer, man. He don't get off. And they lock him up for over how many weeks? Is when I got involved. And I called some people and I said, listen to me, we need to help these people. A call was made to the commissioner's office. And when the commissioner's office called St. Anne, that's the time the young man couldn't get a little relief of something.
Yeah. Sad
They are
reality.
infringing on the fundamental rights of the Jamaican people for far too long.
Yep. So we see the issue on either side of the law, whether it is after detention, rehabilitation, and also before even we reach there. So when it comes down to our police force and how them treat with the people, how them do the arrest is another thing. Yeah. So you have issues while inside and even before you reach inside. And I think that's the problem we're having. Tell her, man. Tell her. But
I don't know. If we don't, I mean, and people may say, boy, Jeffrey repeat himself all over and over. We need to know what we're voting for, you know. We can't be voting for party because we love pro-God or we love and a Prince and a Mama P anymore. We love what him name again? Because them dead, you know. Them dead as a doorknob. And that is why they keep on saying that the PM acting like a dictator. There is no opposition party in Jamaica. There's none.
Yeah.
We are at a crossroad in this country. A serious crossroad in this country. That's where we're at. Owen, it is 8:30 now.
Yep.
I don't know if you want to let us wrap up or we're going to continue one more little topic, see if we can get done there. What?
Well, I think probably can wrap up now.
Yes.
Yeah, but we probably can wrap up now.
We can wrap up now because I don't want Mrs. Brown to say, hi, Jeffrey, remember my husband, you know. Owen, I think we can, you know, maybe we can do this sometime again during the long weekend here.
Yeah.
We don't know. It all depends on you. You have the technology and the know-how to get things done. And I must say thank you very much for let us go. You know, we went on and we speak about so many topics, but the main topic was the whole 2030 vision. But the main topic was the abduction and finding of this young lady. And the dirty man is still at large and he abducts somebody else again. What is going on in Jamaica?
Yeah. See, I know the police, they're on this one also. So we're hoping and we're praying also that, you know, it would be a similar outcome where they will actually find this young lady, you know. But quite unfortunate. But so you see it's a mixed feeling. So happy on one end and then bam, we're sad because
sad on the other end.
Yeah. So the celebration and the celebratory spirit that was there, you know, I don't know, shift that into trying to recover this next young lady. So, you know, it's alleged, but you know, we're hoping that it's not the case, you know, but I'm telling you, man, Jamaica, land we love.
I must say to my friends who is on YouTube, like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Click the bell icon to know when we go live or when we post anything. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And on Facebook, you can share the Facebook feed live. I think we're gonna come to the end of this program until maybe sometime during this long weekend lockdown, Heroes Weekend lockdown here in Jamaica. We're gonna go back and do another series about abductions in Jamaica and the 2030 vision. My co-host this afternoon was veteran broadcaster, my good friend Owen Brown. Owen, your final word?
All right, so as I go, so according to the Jamaica Constabulary Force, they're urging persons, and they have posted the image of the young lady. So they're saying they're seeking
That is
help to
missing.
find her name is Winshay Barrett, who went missing from her home about 3:30 today on Rhines Road in Bath, St. Thomas. They're saying last seen wearing a blue jacket, blue long skirt, and also black slippers. They're saying persons can call the Bath police if they get any information at 876-703-4021. That's 876-703-4021. If it is that you've spot her image, sure persons should by now have her image. Is being circulated on social media through the Jamaica Constabulary Force and other media entity, so you can see her picture. If it is that you see her, then you can call the nearest police station or the Bath police. Seeing also video footage and image footage of persons who are still, so despite the curfew, persons are still out combing through the different communities. The bushes also trying to get or to recover this next young lady who is 13. So yeah, see a 9 before and now 13. And
It's 13 or 15.
well, the JCF said she's 13. So she's
Okay.
13.
Wow.
Yeah. They said age 13. Winshay Barrett. And yeah, we're seeing the police. They're out in their numbers also. They were having a briefing, and I'm not talking about 1, 2, or say a 10, a team with 10. No, we're seeing at least, this looked like at least 100 JCF officers lining up to go out for the search. So they're pulling out all the stops to see if they can have the similar outcome with Davian Bryan. Trying to find Davian Bryan rather. He's the man, and the following the safe recovery of Felicia.
You mean the dirty man name is Davian Bryan?
Yeah. That's the dirty man. Yeah, Davian Bryan.
We must lift our head. We must lift our head. We must lift our hat off to the Jamaica Constabulary Force, to the Commissioner of Police, who is on this. The police out there in St. Thomas have their hands full. My God. And I pray and hope that this 13-year-old is found alive and come home safely to her parents, and they find this dirty man. Because this cannot continue in Jamaica. This cannot. Owen, thank you very much for coming on, my brother.
No problem, man. Yeah, man.
Until you hear my voice come this Tuesday on Roots 96.1 FM, we'll be live on YouTube again and on Facebook. I think our topic for next Tuesday will be Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I'm going to have some people come on. So hopefully next week will be Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And hopefully, with the help of Owen, we will be live sometime during this weekend again to speak some more about even the 13-year-old that is being abducted now. So hopefully we will be on sometime this weekend. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. Like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is the People's TV, Jeffrey Tavares. You go into the YouTube search engine and you type in People's TV, Jeffrey Tavares, and you go straight to my my YouTube channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you all very much for listening and watching. Until you hear our voice again, have a good night and continue to pray for Jamaica land we love.